So we're again with Professor Abram Ehrlich on the subject of public administration.
The public administration should have got its act together already some years ago with the advent of the tools that exist using algorithms and AI. Instead, they have almost used the instruments that could have freed up humanity and their citizenry to so many other opportunities, but used it to create a structure which preserves their own being. What could really happen if government would use these tools properly? They could, if instructed to do so by another counter-intersecting structure of the law, they could command the bureaucracy to start employing AI to make them redundant. It seems like an impossible task. I don't want to be a conveyor of bad news. The bad news is, if it's not done, we will see the miserable results on many percentiles of citizenry. However, to be a conveyor of good news, if the legal structure is able to discipline itself to intersect the obvious conflict of interest which exists between the administration, the public administration that seeks to grow and get fat and eat off the sugar and the fat of the land without giving back in good returns, the deployment of law to ensure that it reduces its biological and often faulty, prejudiced footprint on the public administration. That it employs, deploys, uses in every way an automation that serves. And not only serves, but frees humans. It could create so much more leeway for people who are under great stress in society, who have had to escape, who have been refugees from society, from families, from professions, because they have not been able to fit into the very narrow and constrictive demands of existing bureaucratic norms. But now, with these new instruments, they can be much more inclusive. And instead of repressing the individual, they can seek to free and to solve and to help their citizens using instruments which it would be very easy that they could use the instruments on the citizen's behalf in some way if the citizen didn't know how to do so. Or they could provide complex instruments to citizens so that they could interface with each other more easily and then solve each other's problems or address each other with the same interface. So there needs to be a surgical intervention. That surgical intervention can come from several places. It can come from legislation, clever legislation, which is, will the lawmakers have the insight and the precision, technical knowledge to understand where to make their incisions in this subject? Or the difference can come from technology, from AI itself, from algorithms itself, which completely make redundant government.